Hi gamers, and welcome to a little game from Microprose, which I haven't played in a while, but I wanted to share with you guys. It's a fun carrier game that allows you to command air forces alongside ground assets in order to capture islands, build new units, and effectively produce weapons to destroy an enemy carrier of the opposing faction. So, without rambling for too long, let's get to the carrier and do some carrier ops. Okay, here we are, inside thy carrier. Now, I'm going to get things going pretty quickly here, but you can always check back on the video if you need any assistance with this, if you were to play it in the future potentially. But as you see, we've got two carriers here, two hostile carriers. So I'm just going to work and get things running. 94 degrees. Let's get that carrier facing 94 and get things underway. Just try and keep her out the red for the time being. Save a bit of fuel because I'm not sure where the nearest fuel island's going to be. Right, so yes, welcome to Carrier Command 2. Some of you guys may have played this before. I think it came out a few years back. Some of you guys may have not played this before. I personally think it's a crazy little game, and I'm looking to try and get some pals, some extra pals to come join me at some point, which would be wonderful, and I'll probably start a new one and get the boys together, because I think that would be sweet. Very tactical, very fun. So that is the idea, at least anyways. So right here, I'm just going to get my logistics stuff sorted out. I'm going to make sure I've got anything that I might possibly need real quick, like torpedoes, very important. Cruise missiles, of course, important, of course. Let's take all the AA missiles, all the IR missiles. Very important stuff. Anything else here? Let's take the flares. And that will probably do for now. Let's set up the barge, so effectively now that's set. I'll give him a waypoint to go and do such, and he's going to keep rotating between the two to effectively make sure that we're stocked up. Now, my favourite loadout for our little razor-built helicopters here, which are just like, as I said, little helicopters, is just guns. Just a pair of guns. That's all they need. A pair of guns and a flare launcher, just in case. Planes, so first one I normally go for is just basic. I'll go for basic, has a bunch of IR missiles, can kill 2 to 4 enemies, I guess, depending on how it goes. And if you get any grouped up enemies, and then I'm going to make an AA variant, like so. No, it's an albatross, it shouldn't be getting into gunfights. If it gets into a gunfight, that's an issue, so let's get all of that sorted out like so. Right, okay, that's our set. Once that loadout is done, I'm going to deploy a said plane. Since we're getting very close now, we're at 7 clicks out from the actual center of the base. I'm going to turn off the weapons breaker. Weapons breaker tends to take a bit of power off your throttle. Let's put the runway lights on. We won't put the middle one. Activate everything. So when I turn this on now, you'll see the power changes. Boosh. And therefore we're going very slow. Well, actually that's pretty fast for a carrier, but you get the idea. These carriers can go astonishingly fast. So that's the IR boy, and he is set up. So, hold on deck, deploy. So that will hold him on the deck here, he won't move past his deployment position. I can now jump into here. I can select the guy, and now I can set him waypoints and put him into a loiter pattern. Like something like so, that would do. That'll give me a loiter. Getting close to the island now, so how far are we? 3k from the island, 6 from there, that's fine. We can just roll up on it, it's not too bad right now. Where's our guy? Here he is, down there somewhere. We can get a little closer. The little amphibious vehicles won't do much damage, if any at all, much. But the plan is just to get some eyes in the sky, start spotting targets, and then I'm gonna pull out a helicopter, and effectively, helicopter's gonna do the work for me. Obviously, if this was nighttime, we wouldn't actually need to necessarily get eyes in the skies because we could just run all over there with our helicopter because it's so easy to see them at night because they've got their headlights on. Little do they know. So, how are we looking? Nearly set up, actually. In fact, that's the noise for him to be set up. Let's send him out. And let's pull up A3 ready to hold on deck. There he goes, our little albatross. Love that. Straight into his lighter position. Wonderful. Right, we'll get the helicopter up now. We can start spotting with him now, actually. Where are we? Let's pull this throttle back to like here. That'll bring us in nice and nice and slow. That's fine. Okay, so if we go to the camera, if you haven't played this before, you can see at the top of the screen you've got like item selection for weapons and things, driving, camera. If I press 2 and then press R, boom, we now control the camera. We can press T to change stabilization mode to stabilize and tracking. I personally like tracking. And we're just going to use this to start spotting some little guys. Like so. Now there's 3 stages of spotting. You've got tagging them, spotting what type of vehicle they are, so that's a seal. And then the third one is what weapon they have. Like so, I said that's a great gun. Now this is a tier 1 island, so I'm not going to bother too much. I just want to get eyes on these guys, see where they are, see where they're hiding. And effectively spot them, so when I use the helicopter I can run it over and just deal with these targets as quickly as possible. Later on, like tier 3 islands and things, we will have AA vehicles to deal with and things like that, which may have missiles and things which will pose a threat to our helicopters, but for the time being, that's not the issue. Now they can be hidden in the water and things, but as you can see, on this terrain they're not necessarily the easiest to spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's probably not too far off how many is going to be here at the beginning of the island, to be fair. You can see our carrier there. In fact, the helicopter's on deck as it is. There's a couple there. Alright, I'm just going to assume that's it. There might be some more, but for the time being, we're going to leave that. I'm going to pull back on the throttle. I'm going to turn this engine off to save a bit of fuel. We're going to get this helicopter going. So we want to deploy this guy. Select him. Same again, but we're going to take control this time. So we can use W and S for throttle up and throttle down. We roll with A and D. And we've got the mouse for like yaw. So the idea here is to start taking out these targets as quickly as possible with these 20 mics. 20 mils. There we go. There's a bunch more down there than I thought. A few more shots just in case there's a third. Ignore my dodgy flying, it's perfectly safe. I'm actually going to quickly jump out real quick. We're going to give him a waypoint over here. I just want to pull out the virus bot so he can... I want to give him commands so he can drop off his viruses, which effectively is how we capture the island, for anyone that hasn't played. So he now has his mission, we could say. So we're going to retake control of this guy and we're going to mop up the rest of these guys. I'll say a bunch of them are over there. Now we could use some cruise missiles or some carrier gun, but really right now I don't feel the need for it. So it's a tier 1 island, it's fairly simple. You just fly over it and gun these poor helpless people down. So if anyone hasn't played this before, effectively the name of the game is to kill the enemy carrier. In this case I've added 2 carriers, so there's 2 carriers to kill. Things could get chaotic I guess, but let's we'll go with that. But effectively you want to capture islands, which earns you money and potential resources. So this one I think was a vehicle island. So we'll be able to get the blueprint for new vehicles like APCs and things, seals like these guys down below, and therefore we can then build them. Oh, I hate shooting these guys in the water. Yeah, and so we can effectively build them, produce them, and use that against the enemy carrier, which, as I said, is the overall goal, is to defeat that carrier. Come on. We're having some bad luck with these guys here. Can be difficult sometimes with the guys in the water. I think you get a bit of splash damage normally, but the water seems to negate that, so. So many targets to lock onto. Geez, we all have some bad issues today. It's not normally the case, but they're proving a little harder to kill today. There we go. Nearly got him. There we go. He went on the ground, so yeah, what can I say? And killed himself effectively, that guy. So, I'm just going to do a quick flyby. Since it's dark now, we can check out for any more ground forces. That should be it. Yeah, that's our little guy there. So he's going to find a route onto the island. I think we're looking pretty good at this point. I would say so. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this razor wheel back. I'm just going to pull the albatross back. And wait for this guy to effectively do his thing. And in the meantime, what I would do, I'm going to creep the carrier forward. I don't know what that noise was. But yeah, we go half speed, we're absolutely fine. I say I could have turned the weapons on there, so I was shooting cruise missiles at them, and with the gun there. Fun and games. You can use the viewing scope, or in fact, when we had patrolling with the albatross, we can use that to guide on said cruise missiles, which is great. Oh yeah, here we go. So what we got? Probably the helicopter. Is that landing first? Here he comes. Yeah, here he comes. He's coming in. Shouldn't matter too much, but we'll pull the thought a smidge, so it's a bit easier for him. Here he comes. I keep looking back there to the left because there's a little sonar thing there. I want to make sure we're not hitting the island or any sort of unseen islands, you could say. Sweet. Please don't roll off the edge. You can spool off now, bud. They like to roll towards the front for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it's interesting. Let's light this girl up a bit. And there we go. Unsuccessful landing from a Razor Bill. Now, Albatross in the holding pattern, so he will come back around and hopefully land in the next attempt, but it depends if this guy can get down the ramp quick enough. There he is. Doing his thing. Meanwhile, yeah, our seal boy is still on the way, so he is getting there. I can do this manually, I can take control of him like so, and I can totally just drive this guy myself like so. Which I think you can probably do it a smidge faster than what the AI can, but I'm going to let him do it so I can manage other systems for the time being. Speaking of which, let's check on the barge. Now, barge is not quite full yet, but he's loading up with all the things that I asked him for from the stock menu. So it was, what was it? Torpedoes, flare launchers, virus modules, which is what we use to capture those bases, those islands, some fuel, things like that. So he's doing his thing. Let's actually leave that on the map screen. Oh yeah, and here we go. So this map, this gives us, I believe that's a, so on the right I believe there's a walrus, which is like a tankier version of a seal. I believe you can put different guns on them. And then that other one, I think that's a mule, not a bear. There's a bear as well, which is like the biggest tanker, and that I think is a mule. Now I could be wrong, but I think that's a mule. It's effectively like an ammo bearer for your ground troops. What speed are we going at? 9, just trickling along. That's the command center over there. I'm going to try and stick around here so the seal can come back down here very easily, because sometimes he will try and go up some crazy slopes and sometimes get stuck, like that one there. Oh, there we go, we missed it, but there we go, he's down. Must have been a good land, and he's managed to drop it down still, so. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. So effectively now, we are just waiting for this guy to do his thing. Now we can speed up this process later on once we get a petrol, it's called. Which is like a... I can't think of the name of the aircraft. Jeez, I can't remember. Effectively a chunkier helicopter. And it can actually drop them in. In fact, it's right there. So on the left you've got an Albatross, and on the right you've got the petrol class. That's effectively what we want, so that we can start airdropping this guy and make him faster. Can't grab him here, but we can get a Manta here. We can get petrol up here. Kind of difficult because it's going to be close to the enemies and we need the aircraft, so I'm going to have to push this one for the Manta, for the air superiority aircraft. It's going to be a very important thing to get. Same with these small munitions here with the 160mm and the... Do we have cruise missiles here? I forget what the symbol looks like. Potentially. Can't remember if I'm honest. We'll have to get there when we get there, but we'll probably go here next anyway, so... And so I want anything from utility. Probably do actually. Well, let's do a utility, a fuel, and then a barge, and then a large munition, then we go for aircraft. And if we can get that one, even better, but we're going to be getting dangerously close to the first carrier then, so... I want to avoid conflict for now, just until we get the resources we need to be able to deal with them. Could have done it from there anyway. Sweet. So yeah, effectively there's going to be a little bit of a waiting game here, so I may skip the video, I may not. So if this is something you want to see more of, please do give me a like and a subscribe and a shout down in comments. Also, when it comes to lows like this, just let me know. I might skip it, I might not. So if you want to see these quiet parts like this skipped while I'm just waiting for the seal to drop off, then by all means I can do that. That can be done. If not, then we shall roll with what we have. But sometimes it's these lows here. Sometimes you might be around for a couple of minutes, but you've got So you've got things to organise, like your barges when you've got more things going on, your aircraft, your units and things. So depends on what you feel like doing. Like I'm currently debating whether I add a couple more vehicles to my ground force list for more so for later on with the higher tier islands. Maybe a little bit easier. What I might actually do. See, I might actually wait until we get the better classes from this island itself, actually. So, what's it give us? It gives us a walrus at least, which is a slightly better one that we can build. So I can work with those. Be a bit tankier for the higher tier islands, which would be sweet. Okay, he's dropped him off. The virus bot is now captured. We nearly captured it. There you go, that blue bar goes across. And he's on the way back to me. Once that captures, which is any second now, there we go. That was pretty good time, wasn't it? There we go. So island captured. So that will deem us, if you look over here, if you can see that or not. Effectively gives you island capture bonus for money. And it will now give us a steady income. Which is sweet. We've also unlocked the mill class and the war, so I was right. Damn, I'm good. I'm joking. Walrus chassis now, so we can actually build these. That'd be wonderful. Sweet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a quick bearing to our next target, which is going to be down here, I reckon. So I'm probably going to park her here. So 100 degrees, not an issue. I'm actually going to jump over to here. I'm going to click on this island, and I'm going to actually want to. I can make seals as well by default, which is nice. Yes, I'm going to want probably some of these. Now, they're quite expensive. So, for the time being, it could probably wait. Do I want to buy a couple? I've got nothing else to buy at this time. I may as well. Let's buy two. Let's get them in production. And then let's actually go over here and request that we get these two from the storage, which that barge will go and grab once he goes on his next route to go back down there. Let's actually build up. I don't often use ground forces, I'll be honest, but I can imagine them being handier for those level 3 islands when you've got ground to air missiles that the enemies can have. There comes our little guy. So we're going to want to do more or less than the course we're doing, to be fair, right now. That looks like it could be the island down there, actually. So let's see if we can get a quick eyes on that. Looks like it. There's a hangar there. So these tier 2 islands will have hangars, and they'll have some aircraft there waiting for us, so we're going to have to deal with that first. Which reminds me, I should be doing this already. Which is the anti-air boy, just in case. Number 2? Yeah. Let's pull him up to the deck. I'm going to send him over there. And then we can start launching cruise missiles, which would be wonderful. So let's get a fairly wide pattern, increase the altitude at which he's going to fly at, so he's not going to get intercepted so easily. That shall do. Watch our little seal guy comes in. You can even see the base where we spawned from back here. Very cool. There comes our albatross here. Okie dokies. In fact, I like to change this camera to have it in auto where it flips between the two, but personally I like having it on its surface so I can watch when this seal is loaded so we can start moving. But first we'll send the aircraft up. How far of a journey do we have? 12 clicks. Not too bad. We should be in range of cruise missiles, I believe. I think it's about 15 clicks range. I'm not entirely sure. Should make a noise when he's ready. Didn't hear it. Okay, well. There he goes. Now I'm going to turn on the weapons ready. There's our barge actually. That's good timing. Offloading some resources and fuel and the bits I requested earlier on in the video. There's our maximum weight. Wonderful. We've already made another 500 quid. Look at that. Lovely. I didn't check. Is he on? I'm assuming he is now. Yes, he is. I always have to see him there. Right, let's set sail then. Like so. Watch out for the island. We're going to maintain the heading so we don't have to micromanage that due to things like waves and stuff. Now I'm going to make sure we actually clear this island first because we don't want to beat the old girl. Turn that off for the time being for that speed boost. Look at that, already doing double the speed we were before. Give me a shout in the comments if you guys have played this game and your experiences in it. So many of you guys actually have played this or have some sort of experience with this game. Okay, mostly clear of the island, let's hope. Let's turn in. Let's get out to the bearing 100 roughly. In fact, let's do like 102 or something just because... yeah, that'll do. That'll do. We turn the weapons breaker back on. That's going to slow us down though, but that's fine. What's the plan here? Let's do one quick look over our shoulder. Yeah, I think we're okay. Alright, let's use this camera. Let's go in tracking mode. Here's the island. See how much easier it is to spot these guys now. I'm going to press Z here. Change to carry a missile. I'm actually going to launch a missile on the left there, see a percentage build up. Missile has been launched at 12,000 meters, so there we go. I think you can just about see it there leaving the carrier. Now, plan is, from a tactical sense of, point of view, we're going to hit this hangar. So we've got a Manta there. It's quite a dangerous aircraft if it were to come up and engage me up here right now. We've even got a turret there, it's good to find that. So all the time I'm doing this, I'm keeping an eye on the left side here where I've got 9,000 meters to target. That's until my missile will splash, so obviously when it gets closer I'm going to need to make sure it's directed correctly on whichever target I want it to hit. About 7,000 meters out. There's a couple more down here. Sweet. 5,000 meters out. So they're all moving and reorganizing and things like that. Sometimes you say you find them on these external islands, or sometimes just sitting in the sea out here. Right, 2,500 meters out from target. Let's make sure that's on the warehouse there, on the hangar, sorry. And let's wait for this baby to impact. So hopefully, one missile will wipe out the entire Air Force. And we won't have to worry about that anymore. Here he comes, and splash. Pretty explosion. Right, let's do a dead check. Definitely 2 KIA there. It looks like a third one back there, and I believe that smoke is coming from the fourth one. So in this case, I am pretty happy to say there's 4 smoke plumes. That is their Air Force taken care of. Just like that. And we haven't even got here yet. We're still all the way back there. Which is some good news for us. Now, I could try and kill some clusters. These guys aren't... Are they moving? They're still mobilising, so it's not really worth it, I don't think. I think by the time the missile gets there, they'll be in the sea. and we're not going to get the damage that we want. Kind of going to want to hit like 2 or 3 at once if possible with the cruise missile. So I'm actually more than happy just to roll in the helicopter at this point and rinse and repeat from the last time. Yeah, there you go. Confirm those 4 splashes. What are these guys doing? I think we're too far out to get there quick enough. Okay, well, let's leave him up there for the time being. How is our course looking? Pretty good, actually. So there's an island there, we've got to be careful of that. So let's try and set it here, 99 degrees. Let's adjust that real quick. Let's actually turn these weapons off, we don't need them. We've done what we've needed to do with the weapons. Turn it back on. Sweet. Let's get a distance from target. It is still 8,000 meters, so still a little ways. Let's prepare A3. Now that will again slow us down a bit, but I don't think it slows us down as much as the weapons. 46 knots is acceptable. Can bump up the speed a smidge there, it's fine. Not a biggie. If I wanted to, I could turn off the radar. That's not the radar, that's just the screen. What am I on about? I can turn it off from here if I need to. I think it's that one there. That makes the lift actually operate better, so we can do that. As I say, we've taken out the air threat that they have, so I'm fairly confident that's not going to be an issue now. He's now holding, so he is now set. Let me give him a pre-waypoint, just so that if I do jump out of this helicopter, he will move back to this waypoint. So let's just say like here somewhere, I'll set it at a decent altitude so he doesn't get sniped. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the weapons back on. That's fine. I might see if I can get a sneaky second missile out, just to make my life a little bit easier. Oh, camera seems to spin like that, I don't know why. Yeah, let's do it. Let's send the missile out and get at least a cluster of 3 at least. That'd be nice, just to make things a smidge easier. There you go, just in the corner of the screen, top left there, you set a missile flying over. What a wonderful display. We've even got the bars there, I think, with fueling us and things still, so that's good. There we go, let's get an angle of that. Don't know if I can turn my HUD off in this game. I have to check actually, because I need to get a thumbnail for you guys ideally, don't I? Yeah, let's take it in the middle clump, it just space things out a bit. Right about there. Oh, a bit of thunder there, a bit of lightning. That's new, I think. Here we go, couple 100 meters now, and splash. 3 units destroyed. Cruise missile worth. Sweet. I'm actually going to quickly check, see if there is a button. I don't think there is. Is there a button? Yeah, I don't believe so. UI HUD. Subtitles, controls, yeah, it's all just... We can make do. We can make do. There we go. There's one. Now we're getting pretty close now. The waves are kicking in. Let's turn that off again. We'll get a little bit closer. Just need to change our bearing a little bit because we are a little bit waving off. Alright, that shall do. Let's check on the enemies actually. How are they doing? We've all captured their first island. So we've got yellow up here, and I guess that's like it's just like an awful colour. Evergreen one. It's like a murky green or whatever. That's not the nicest colour, I guess. $4.5K from the island. I kind of want to launch the helicopter now, but I also want to set up the I want to launch the virus bot way too early. Let's just slow us down. Launch him. In the meantime, I don't think I need Albatross anymore, so we'll get him to come land. Not gonna need him up there anymore. Let's get to work. Right, what do we have? Let's go for the right side first and work our way left side. We'll be able to get these guys all together at the same time. Fire one little burst away. Boosh. Look at that. Lovely. There we go. There's a big clump of them here. Look at that. Look at that massacre. Love it. Now we do have a turret near the command base, so that it's normally a bit more accurate and a bit more stronger than the rest of the units here, so we have to be careful with that. There's a guy there we missed. There we go. There's our little turret friend. Speaking of turret friends, you can actually build these turrets on your bases, like Seawiz turrets and things like that, to actually defend your islands against the enemy carriers. This is a cool little feature. Boosh. Is that all of them? I don't actually know. Let's get them to fly over the top. 800, just to see if there's anything else left. In the meantime, let's get this thing over there. Doesn't appear to be taking any shots from any direction, so I'm happy to deem that safe. Let's bring him back. Let's slow down the carrier because we've actually got Albatross trying to land here, and I'm like full steam in this thing. Let's do that. Let him do his thing. Not a million miles out. There we go. That looks like a good soft landing. Wonderful. Comes the helo. Sonar is looking good, so we're not going to hit anything right now, which is always nice. Stay out the red to speed her up. Right, there's the land approaching now, so let's do a tactical U-turn, let's say. Let's just maintain that heading there, let's engine off that. Let's get our little friend here. Where is he? Get him to go do his mission, and helicopter is coming down for a land, and he should be just back here somewhere. Look at that. Here we go. Can I get both of them in a shot, maybe? He was thinking about it, wasn't he? Just waiting for the albatross there. That could be a pit, couldn't it? Wait for him to get a little closer. Okay, he's down. We're pretty damn close to this island, but we should be fine. We've got side thrusters, if anything. Futuristic carriers and all that, you know. Sweet. And that will then be our second island. Sweet. I don't know how long that's been. It's a fairly long video, so I'll probably call it after this island has been captured, and we can then potentially carry on at a later date. Let's see how this goes. He's on the way. He's on the way. Barge is still out there dropping supplies. I should actually check in with him because he's probably dropped everything off at this point. Now we have a pending order still. And we have fuel in transit still. So the barge has not finished dropping everything else, but we have kind of been running away from it all the time. Oh, there he goes. Dropping off his stuff. 3,180. So we're building two, right? We're building two warriors to fill up these two slots, and we've got two more coming to fill up these two slots. I could then replace all the actual seals here, but I'll probably leave them for now. If they died, they died, and we'll just replace them with seal walruses later, or even bears, if we get the chance to pick up a bear. I'm not going to get the albatross delivered, because I'm hoping we can get mantas. Hoping the two will last us. We shall see. We shall see how that one goes. So what was this island actually? I didn't check that while I was here. It was a utility. So I think this is... Yeah, so we've got Psych Pulse, I think that is on the left. I don't know what the two middle ones are. Can't remember. But on the right I believe that is fuel tanks for planes, so that'll extend their range quite a chunk as well actually. Be handy for when I have a Manta with an AWACS system on it. I'll send that round to get some recce. Okay. There we go. Again, I might possibly leave in this long part here at the end of the island. Just again, if it's something you want to see more of, do let me know whether you want this bit cut or not. Because I know for some people sitting at home, they don't want to be watching me stand around for like 5 minutes while I wait for a little car to drive up a hill and back. I'm just trying to think. How's this got our bills anyway? What we got? Vehicle salvage, island captures, 3,200. I don't really know if there's anything else I need to buy right now. Buy extra like escort ships, I guess. More like boats, these really, not really ships. They're more like patrol boats and things. Different weapon systems on them. nothing really to pay for yet. So we have to pick up the fuel, the barge. So hopefully I can squeeze them two into the next video potentially. We go for weapons and some airframes, I think. By then we might even start getting close to bumping into our friend up here. It depends how he wants to come down. But the trouble is, this guy's got an airframe semi-close to him, I guess. What is that? 1, 2, 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then he's got airframes near him as well, so they're gonna definitely have the airframe advantage on me. Which is a shame, but we shall work with it. Let's turn that back on. Nothing on radar, it's just the bars behind us. Okay, we're capping. Sweet. And he's on the way back and he's not stuck, so that's what's handy. Let's have a look. Come on, son. Pedal to the metal. We got islands to capture. He's thinking about it. I'm actually going to speed him up a smidge here because he's... AI just needs to learn to full throttle it. Just get him down here. I'll get him to the water and let him do his own thing. Okay, off he goes. Sweet, that should have sped that process up a bit, and we are 3/4 of the way to capturing, so let's see what we get. Let me finish that. And as I should be doing is getting bearing on the next island. So let's do that. It matters too much because we'll probably do that at the beginning of the next video. This one, wasn't it? 83 degrees. We're probably going to park over here somewhere. Avoid all the islands. About 87 degrees, give or take. Range, what was that? I didn't actually check it. Range is about 14 clicks. Okay, so island captured. Utility islands. We got we got radar, deployable droids. Yeah, the fuel tanks for the aircraft and the sonic pulse. Interesting. Goody, goody, goody. Sweet. So all we're going to do now is I'm just going to wait for this guy to come back, really, and that's going to be it for the end of the video for now. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's something different. I thought it was still fairly tactical, so I thought I'd bring this to the channel and see what you guys think of it. So I look forward to playing some more of this, hopefully. And as I say, maybe next time it would be I'll get some of the boys in here to come join me, and we'll have a little crew here, which should be quite cool. So, on that note, this guy's taking his sweet time. I will probably end the video here, and I will see you guys next time.